Closed captioning provided by Community Hospitals Indianapolis. One more way to show you've got our attention. You're watching WRTV 6 Indianapolis, making a difference for Indiana. This is WRTV 6 News at 6. With Clyde Lee, Diane Willis, weather with meteorologist Bob McLain, and Ed Sorenson on sports. Now, live, WRTV 6 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone. Greg is in for Clyde, who has the night off. IPS this evening is prepared to fire 3 employees after a child was left on a school bus overnight.
Those 3 people may include the driver. A bus driver is supposed to check the bus at the end of the day. The incident occurred Tuesday when a 7-year-old West Side Indianapolis girl fell asleep on the ride home and spent the entire night alone on the bus. Deborah Darnell has the latest.
It was anything but a normal school day for Natalie Owens. She was surrounded by reporters who asked her about her night in a school bus. Natalie said she got out of the bus once or twice, but couldn't get out of the parking lot.
I was trying to get out the gate, but I couldn't. I went back on the bus. I cried and I screamed and I went back to sleep.
Natalie's mother was at school this afternoon, ready to take the girl home. Wanda Owens recalls feeling angry and upset the night that Natalie was missing. What did you think happened?
Like somebody snatched her off, like if she got off the bus or something, like somebody snatched her in their car.
This morning, it looked like just another school day at School 90. But even as the day began, administrators were investigating Natalie's story. By afternoon, they announced a decision on how to deal with 5 employees involved, which include the bus driver.
I will recommend to the board this, at my first opportunity, that 3 of those 5 people be terminated. I will not share at this point which positions or which persons I will recommend termination because I have not had an opportunity to inform them of my ultimate decision, although I've talked to all 5 of them today.
Dr. Gilbert plans to talk again with those 5 employees in a matter of hours. And here at School 90, officials will no doubt be keeping a close eye on Natalie, at least for now. On the Indianapolis West Side, Deborah Darnell, 6 News.
The school board will make the final decision on punishment for those employees involved. And as for Natalie, doctors say she is physically in good shape.
Serious family situation. It began with an argument and it ended in death. Jay McSpears told sheriff's deputies that his wife had been depressed for about 2 months. She awakened him this morning. They argued, and then she pulled out a handgun and fired at him. They struggled over the gun, and it went off, killing 29-year-old Linda Spears. Mr. Spears was treated for a shoulder wound. The couple's 3 children were home at the time. No charges have been filed. An Indianapolis police officer is lucky to be alive this evening. He accidentally shot himself in the chest early this morning. 25-year-old Jeff A. Myers, a 3-year IPD veteran, was visiting the home of fellow patrolman Charles Benner when that incident occurred. Benner told investigators he and Myers were watching television. He said he didn't actually see what happened, but he heard Myers' .38 caliber weapon discharge. Myers is listed in serious but stable condition at Wishart Hospital.
Police say that Indianapolis has become a more heavily armed city. Last year, nearly 5,000 people obtained handgun and firearm permits. That's a 100% increase over 1990. Of concern to police, however, is the growing number of juveniles found with weapons. Over the past year, the number of juveniles arrested on weapon charges has increased by 70%. 2 members of an East Side street gang tell reporter Jack Reinhardt that weapons are easy to come by.
Now. They carrying handguns on them, so it's really easy for a lot of people to get them. You know, like little kids, they get them nowadays. Because
if you wanted to get a gun right now, how long do you think it would take you if you had the cash?
About 10 minutes. Not that long, nothing. 5-10 minutes. Maybe shorter than that.
Last year, homeowners reported nearly 600 stolen handguns to police. Authorities recovered less than half of them.
It was a touchy situation for a while. Fire forced the evacuation of more than 100 workers today from Heritage Environmental Services. A fire began in the oil reclamation division of this plant. Oil apparently got sucked into a gas line in the odor control system. Thick black smoke billowed out of the stacks. The Wayne Township Fire Department, which has a station right on the block, fortunately, responded quickly, and they put the fire out. No one was injured. There was another train accident in Gary today, about a half a mile from Monday's accident. No one was hurt in the collision between an Amtrak passenger train and a semi-trailer truck. The passengers bound from Grand Rapids to Chicago rode the rest of the way on buses. Today's accident occurred on a different track from Monday's crash. 7 people died and 69 were injured Monday when 2 commuter trains collided. Federal accident investigators are not releasing any conclusions, though, from the reenactments, checking and measuring all that they did yesterday. Drug and alcohol test results also are still unknown. Earlier, it was announced, though, that one of the engineers involved had been disciplined for his role in the 1985 crash. Well, today, his lawyer denied that and said the engineer himself had requested a job transfer.
The largest single case of union embezzlement in Indiana history brought indictments today against 4 union officials. A federal grand jury indicted former United Mine Workers District President Larry Reynolds, along with 3 others, for embezzling more than $720,000 in union dues. A former union bookkeeper allegedly wrote checks to herself and would kick back some of the stolen money to other UMW union officials. The indictment says the thefts began in 1981 and continued for nearly 10 years. The so-called open container bill survived its toughest challenge yet today in the Indiana Senate. The bill would prohibit drivers and passengers in most vehicles from having open containers of alcoholic beverages. Opponents say that goes too far. They tried to amend the bill so that it would only apply to the drivers. Sponsors say that would make it unenforceable.
It would be very simple for the driver to pass it off to a passenger in the vehicle, and it destroys any intent of the legislation to stop the driver from drinking.
The amendment was defeated 26-20. The bill in virtually its original form is now ready for a final vote in the Senate.
Still ahead tonight on 6 News, we'll tell you why Anderson City workers are upset tonight and why other union workers there are backing them in their dispute.
Thousands of Navistar workers are awaiting word on the details of a tentative new contract agreement. We'll have that story.
And later, some consumer news. If you're interested in going to college, we'll have details on how you can apply for scholarships.
Hey guys, let's head back.
I'm starved.
Good, because tonight I'm making pork chops with rice and sauce.
Awesome.
Only Lipton turns aged cheddar, herbs, and spices into a delicately seasoned sauce. So velvety smooth. People can't wait to tear into it.
Boy, today was a killer, huh?
Yes.
I can't wait till we do it again next week.
Lipton rice and sauce, the taste you can't wait to tear into.
On the surface, all herbicides for no-till may appear the same. But when you probe further, it's easy to see why Scepter herbicide works great for no-till. It cuts through the trash and stays in the top 6 inches of the soil where weeds germinate. And it goes down early to control even the toughest no-till weeds. Scepter herbicide. It's your underground connection to better no-till weed control. And now save $2 an acre when you use Scepter and Roundup for burn down.
Bored with burgers? Come to Arby's for a big, delicious beef and cheddar. Just $1.69 right now.
Arby's is different.
Hey, different is good.
USAir and British Airways have struck a deal that will help USAir financially and British Airways with access to American passengers.
Well, the deal that was announced today involves $300 million in preferred stock. Details were approved by both airlines' boards. The transfer of funds has already taken place. USAir needed the money to restore its financial health, and British Airways, for its part, was interested in the American airline because it gives it access to passengers from throughout America. A dispute between the city of Anderson and some of its union workers is now going public. Organized labor in the Anderson area is tonight urging the public to pressure the city into giving workers a pay increase. As Gary Dick reports, it's part of a bitter contract battle that's been brewing for months.
About 70 Anderson City workers in 5 departments are involved in the contract dispute. They include drivers for the city's bus system and street department workers. Contract talks between their union, AFSCME Local 1913, and the city broke down last month. The city's last offer called for no pay increase in the first of a 3-year deal. But today, armed with newspaper headlines proclaiming a $1.8 million city surplus, the union launched an attack.
It's time to tell the truth. With a $1.8 million surplus, Anderson can easily afford a decent wage increase for its employees without even touching that surplus, and certainly without any prospect of a tax hike.
The city union has enlisted the support of other Anderson area unions, including 2 powerful UAW locals. The hope is that a public appeal that includes a petition drive at area malls will force the city back to the bargaining table.
And I don't know, they're trying to set precedents for the future of other unions in the city, but I've seen at this time we have a lot of support from other locals. I think if that's what they're trying to do, they're making a mistake.
But the city is remaining firm, saying its non-union workers will not get a pay hike this year either. City Personnel Director Patsy Spencer says it's a matter of fiscal responsibility.
It's not just those 5 departments that we have to run. There are, there's the police department, there's the fire department. We have those protective services that we have to continue to finance, and we simply don't have the money to give a raise in 1993.
But Anderson city workers say they're growing increasingly tired of working without a contract. And they say if community support won't help their efforts, they're prepared to take more drastic measures, including a possible limited job action if necessary. In Anderson, Gary Dick, 6 News.
The city of Anderson says it is disappointed at the union's campaign, and the city adds it has opened its books to the union, and it is clear, they say, that there is no money for a pay hike. Greg.
Navistar International and the UAW have reached a tentative agreement on a new labor contract. That contract affects 7,600 workers in 6 states, including Indiana. No details of the pact will be released until it's ratified. The current contract was not going to expire until October of this year, but both sides agreed to early contract talks to keep the company financially sound.
General Motors cutbacks are having kind of a ripple effect on a Greenwood company. The Arvin plant there has laid off 49 workers. The spokesperson says it's directly because of the sudden changes at General Motors and all the cutbacks that are ordered from the plant. GM uses exhaust system components made there. The layoff reduces the workforce at the Greenwood plant now to 310. A second Arvin plant in that Johnson County community was closed last year.
Well, it has been raining and even foggy in some parts of the viewing area all day.
Raining cats and dogs all day, and all night. But Bob says it could all change with falling temperatures this evening. The forecast next.
Public announcement update, Highland. As part of our bankruptcy reorganization, Highland has cut prices to our lowest margins ever. But because we want your business, Highland is going to do even more. Now, for 1 week only, Highland announces double the manufacturer's warranty, free, on every item we sell. Whatever the manufacturer's warranty, Highland doubles it, free. Double the manufacturer's warranty, only at Highland, because we can't afford to let you go anywhere else.
Where can you find 5 of America's 10 best sellers? At your Indiana Ford dealer's inventory tax clearance. Time to make your best deal on everything in stock. Drive America's #1 selling pickup, Ford F-Series, the #1 car in America, Ford Taurus, and Motor Trend's Car of the Year, Probe GT. All for just $269 a month with a 24-month lease. Everything's got to go or we paid the inventory tax. So we'd rather pass the savings on to you. At your Indiana Ford dealer's inventory tax clearance, and tax time's never been better.
This portion of the news is sponsored in part by Preview, herbicide from DuPont.
In place after place across the Midwest, more and more soybean farmers are switching to no-till. And the pre-emergence herbicide they choose most is Preview, the only one with burn down and season-long control. Preview, the no-till herbicide.
Well, nothing else in today's weather. I sure liked those temperatures out there. That was nice.
Yeah, it kind of got milder as the day went on. Readings climbed into the mid to upper 40s, and of course there was no threat of any freezing on the roadways with temperatures that many degrees above freezing, and it looks like the rain is ending before it gets down closer to freezing, so timing is everything, and right now with this particular system, looks like our timing is very good. Outside right now, we have cloudy skies. Our temperature is 37 degrees. The winds have swung around into a westerly direction, indicating that the weather maker that prolonged the kind of dreary weather during the daylight hours is now passing through the area. Barometer on the upswing from 29 and 95 hundredths of an inch. 48 the afternoon high. The current temperature is the low for the day, and we've had 36/100ths of an inch of rain, that occurring since midnight. Well, as you may recall, winter began on December the 21st. Now here it is January the 21st, so that means the first month of winter is now in the history books. And if you like longer periods of sunshine, that is if we ever see it, and, better weather, warmer temperatures, well, we're on the right road because, as you can see, we've gained 31 minutes of sunlight since the 21st of December, and the sun is now about 3.5 degrees higher in the sky than it was on December the 21st. Now, you have to take my word for it because we haven't been able to see the sun very much of late. And again, here's a big canopy of clouds over the area, centered upon this area of low pressure with the trailing front, the cool air coming in behind it. Look at another big storm approaching the Pacific Northwest, the big canopy of clouds spreading into the Beaver State of Oregon, and locally heavy rain being reported along the Gulf coastal states. Here you can see these astronomical amounts with Lafayette, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Macomb, Mississippi, and the heavy totals down to Slidell and Mobile, Alabama. Well, temperatures across the country. Now, for the latter part of January, we're doing very nicely, thank you. Only some cold air in the upper Missouri River Valley. The coldest air continues to be bottled up over the much higher latitudes. And for tomorrow, not bad. Maybe a little peek at the sun as a little drier high pressure slides into the area. Another fast-moving system will be approaching the area, so that'll induce warmer air to come back into our region on Saturday. As the front goes through, it may produce some light rain showers, but with temperatures again well above freezing, we're not going to have to worry about any of that winter-type precipitation. That would be the snow or the ice. So our forecast for tonight, it'll be mild. The rain and the drizzle in the process of ending now. And the streets should be dry, so if you're going out later tonight or early tomorrow morning, even though temperatures will be closer to freezing, you're not going to have to worry about any slipperiness. By morning, temperatures will be a few areas upper 20s. Most of us will be from near 30 to the mid-30s. For tomorrow, it'll be mainly cloudy. Any peaks at the sun will be fairly limited, but maybe we can coax nature into seeing a little bit of it. Highs upper 30s to lower 40s. For Saturday, mid-40s to low 50s, so it'll be warmer with varying amounts of cloudiness. Maybe a few showers later on in the afternoon as that front goes through. Once the front goes through, it will be somewhat colder as temperatures get closer to seasonable normals. But right now, it looks like it will be dry for the period Sunday through Tuesday.
And you don't really see any chance of roads freezing up tonight?
No, right now I think the timing is good. The wind will pick up. It'll dry out a little bit. The roads will dry. And then the temperature will get near to freezing.
Lucked out.
Some Allison Elementary fifth graders from Speedway, I think, have learned all your forecasting secrets. They've been watching you closely. Well, former Hoosier and a Pacer player, now an NBA assistant coach, will be a guest of Ed. That and more straight ahead in sports.
The weather is sponsored in part by Extrazine 2.
It feeds a nation, a planet. Some say it's as valuable as gold. And today it's grown in a whole new way. It's no-till corn. And while the people growing it have seen less erosion and more soil moisture, they've also seen some real needs. For burn-down of emerged weeds, for residual control while the corn grows, they have found the answer. Extrazine 2. The people who go no-till go Extrazine 2.
Yeah, they all look innocent enough until they start ganging up on you. Then you'll be glad you invested in the security of Jeep Grand Cherokee with all-the-time four-wheel drive, an optional V8, four-wheel anti-lock brakes, and an exclusive driver's side airbag. Because when you're outnumbered millions to one, you need all the help you can get. Test drive Jeep Grand Cherokee at your dealer now.
See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Nancy and I are here to tell you that 6 News This Morning is moving to a new time.
That's right. Beginning Monday, you can watch a full half hour of 6 News This Morning, starting at 6:30.
And I'll be along to bring you the day's forecast. Be sure to watch for Metro traffic reports and Steve Crowley's Money Matters.
So join us for 6 News This Morning, starting Monday at 6:30.
Inside Edition investigates how slick fundraisers are raking in millions at the expense of cops and kids.
Thursday at 7:30 on WRTV 6.
Your house looks so nice. Where'd you get all this neat stuff?
Great food, guys.
Where did you get it? You always find something so unique.
Oh, no.
Hello, Spiffy Maids?
The Ameritech Pages Plus Yellow Pages. How you get things done.
Pacers play tonight.
Yes, they do.
Well, good.
I don't think there's much more that need be said, but we'll flesh it out just a little bit here. Thanks, Diane. Good evening, folks. The Pacers will play tonight. They'll try to reach the elusive 500 mark at Market Square Arena. If they beat the Milwaukee Bucks, they're all even at 19-19. The Bucks come in at 14-22. Game time 7:35 at MSA. Let's go down there live right now and talk with the guy who's well known to local basketball fans, former IU star and Indiana Pacer, Butch Carter, now an assistant coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. Butch, welcome back to the Hoosier State. How is life on the bench in the NBA wearing a suit and tie? How do you like it?
Well, I mean, that's all you get to see. You don't get to see all the work that goes in before the game. I mean, basically game time is the head coach's time, and the assistant's work mostly goes in to what we have to do before then. I also want to thank you for your elevation of me to former Indiana star. It seems like things grow bigger for me as the more time I spend away from IU.
Well, you know, Butch, when you hit that shot to win the NIT, I think that gives you star status. I think that. And now we've dipped into the archives, buddy. We've got some video of you from your collegiate and professional primes. So check out the monitor there. What did it do for you playing at IU, playing for Bob Knight? What kind of spin did that put on your life?
Well, it basically is probably half of what my life is now. The decision I made at 17 that I wanted to go to Indiana and play, I feel that every time Indiana wins games, even today, that I still win. The height in which Coach Knight has taken the Indiana program and the things in which he has shown and that he continues to take all his former players with him is just unbelievable. Every job opportunity I've had is because I have my degree. There were sometimes I was a little lax and not doing what I was supposed to in class, and Coach Knight would put his foot down on me. And due to that, I graduated on time from Indiana School of Business. And it's been very impressionable that for someone like myself to have a business degree from Indiana University. And I owe the university and Coach Knight a debt I'll probably never be able to repay.
Listen, Butch, we've seen you as a player both at the collegiate and pro levels in that tape. Now we've got some video queued up of the Purdue-IU game the other night. And I would really be interested to hear your thoughts on Bob's current team. I was watching this team the other night. They're so deep and so talented. I think this has a chance by season's end, if everything goes well, to be a very special team in IU history.
Well, I think this team is focused. I think that the Final Four experience last year has really let them know that they have to play a total season, and their season really begins in the culmination of winning the Big Ten. Last year they get beat in the last game. It sends them out west. I think that they're trying to take care of business. They're trying to win every game in the Big Ten so that they could stay home and be closer to their Indiana fans when they get into the NCAA tournament, so that they can give themselves the best chance possible of winning a championship. I know it's
We see Alan Henderson here, and he's going against Glenn Robinson. Everybody was talking about that matchup heading into the game the other night, but I tell you something, Calbert Chaney was the star of stars at Mackey Arena, and a lot of people, including Dick Vitale, told me the other night he thinks Calbert's the best player in America right now.
Well, you know, Dick's going to say that. I'm not. I think Calvert's in the top 5 players in the country. I'm not sure he's the best player in the country. I don't know unless Dick's awful blind every time he watches Michigan play. But you know, Calvert is doing what Indiana seniors do. They step up, they lead by example. It's a big game because it's an Indiana-Purdue rivalry. But Calvin's been there many a time. He knows what his job was to do. It wasn't about Alan Henderson and Mr. Robinson. It was about him as a senior stepping up and performing at his highest level when he's supposed to in a Big Ten type game. And he's expected to do that every Big Ten game.
Pretty much describes your career at IU, too, getting that opportunity as a senior and stepping up and making the most of it. Butch, we got to go, but thank you so much for taking time. Great to see you again, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much, Ed, for having me.
Butch Carter, former IU star, and now an assistant with the Bucks, who play the Pacers tonight. By the way, Butler also has a big Midwestern Collegiate Conference game tonight. They play at Xavier over in Cincinnati. We'll have all kinds of highlights and scores, as always, at 11.
Okay, thank you. Well, if you're going to college, we'll have some information that could mean the difference for you financially. That's all when we come back. Stick around.
Once a year, there's a coat sale so big it breaks records. Right now, Burlington Coat Factory has slashed its already low prices on over 2 million coats during its once-a-year warehouse sale. It's America's greatest coat sale, with tremendous savings on top name coats for women, men, and children, plus sportswear, kids' clothes, and menswear at the lowest prices of the season now. Don't wait. At these prices, they won't hang around long.
Burlington Coat Factory, they do right by you.
Lure's Band 15G for rootworm control. You know the value of experience.
The right choice for all the right reasons.
Ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes on the elegant J30. A classic luxury sedan in an infinity kind of way. A driver's car with 2 airbags, soft leather appointments, and tasty wood. Hey, pal, don't you even think about it. The Infiniti J30 luxury sedan.
If you haven't tried the 3 great sandwiches on Wendy's 99-cent super value menu, here's what you're missing. Excuse me, ma'am, what you got there?
A junior bacon cheeseburger?
Oh, a 99-cent junior bacon cheeseburger made with fresh beef. Pretty good, huh?
I could eat one every day.
Feel free. Excuse me, kids, is that a country fried steak sandwich and a junior cheeseburger deluxe?
Yep.
Mind if I ask you what you paid?
Yep.
99 cents each, you say. Well, there you have it, folks. 3 sandwiches, 99 cents each on Wendy's super value menu, where you don't pay more, you just get more every day. Yep.
Tonight on 6 News at both 10 and 11, the IPS superintendent, Dr. Cheryl Gilbert, discusses his select school plan with the Parent Advisory Committee. Dr. Gilbert has come under increased scrutiny the past couple of days after a shouting match over him erupted at Tuesday night's board meeting. Duffy heads north tonight for seafood at Kona Jack's. That's on 6 News at 10 on Channel 4 or at 11 right here on Channel 6.
And finally this evening, if you or someone you know is interested in going to college but you don't know how you're going to pay for it, we may have an answer. At Howell High School, financial advisors kicked off a 2-week campaign to make students aware of College Goals Sunday. Bill Brooks, wide receiver for the Colts, was the key speaker and explained that almost everyone qualifies for aid.
And you don't have to make straight A's to qualify, or you don't have to catch a touchdown pass, dunk a basketball like Michael Jordan. You don't have to do any of that.
College Goals Sunday targets lower income and minority families, but is designed for anyone with questions about getting financial help to attend Indiana universities, including Ivy Tech. College Goals Sunday is February 7th. Students can call a financial aid hotline for the location nearest them. It's toll-free, 1-800-992-2076.
Kind of presentation where you'd want to take down a lot of notes.
I wish that had been around when I went to college.
I know. It would have made it a lot cheaper.
Yep.
Good night from all of us here at Channel 6.
ABC News is next. We'll see you at 10 and 11.
Good night.
You've been watching WRTV 6 News. More people in Indiana get their news from 6 News than from any other source.